Welcome to the first video in a series of videos documenting our renovation of our 17th century Italian home. I'm going to provide you guys with a little bit of light narration throughout the video so that you get a better understanding of what's going on. So looking back, this probably would have been the best time for us to remove all of the furniture from the lower apartment. However, at this point in time during the renovation, we weren't too sure what we would be doing with the furniture. So everything that you see in the video actually came purchased with the property as is, and we had kind of taken an inventory, but we didn't know what we would donate, what we would try to sell or give away, and if it was any good, like what the state of the furniture pieces was. We ended up moving a lot of the furniture out at a later date into a storage unit at Stefano's grandparents' house, and most of it actually ended up getting burned because it was damaged by termites or humidity. The reason that we decided to remove the tile from the wall, first and foremost, is just because I think it's really tacky to have wall-to-wall tile in an apartment. But secondly, because the tiles had actually trapped humidity behind the wall. And so what you'll see start to happen is the structure of the wall will start to deteriorate. So all of the materials, the paint, the concrete, the stucco, the brick, will all start to either bubble or flake off or dry out eventually. And it just compromises the structural integrity of the wall. Oh, and if this video seems like it's a little bit dark, well, that's because we don't have any functioning electricity, heat, or water in the house. That's right, we sacrificed some comforts in order to get started on the project a little bit earlier because we know that in Italy, everything takes its sweet time.
Alright, we've been here for probably about 3 hours now, and there are a lot of tile. Look at all of that tile. And there are totes everywhere full of tile and debris. So we're gonna have to clear those out so we can make some room so we can hold on more tile. And we have to go eat soon. So that is probably gonna be it for today, I think. We gotta find someone that takes stuff to the dump, and yeah. So stay tuned.
As you can see, we decided to get back to work, and we've actually made quite a bit of progress in the one day. We've removed a majority of the tiles in the lower apartment, as well as scraping off any loose concrete or stucco, and now we have to let the walls dry so that we can confidently make the repairs knowing that humidity has been pulled out of the walls and we won't have any problems in the future. So you may have noticed that a majority of the tile removal has been done using a chisel and a hammer, which has been quite effective. As I go over the walls afterwards, I've also been using a drywall knife or a putty knife, and actually a dustpan, and of course my hands and my nails, to help remove some of the leftover stucco and concrete as it dries. And this is what an older electrical outlet looks like. Here we are on day 6, grabbing a bunch of materials for our muratore, Tonino, so that he can start the walls, the refinishing of the walls, without hitting any unexpected delays. So we're going to have everything ready to go for him once he arrives. But I'm getting really distracted by all of these really beautiful materials. Like, look at these. Aren't these incredible? Italians built with these. Like, learning how to build and do renovation projects in another country, in another climate, has been such a really cool experience. And Italians have no idea how lucky they are that they get to use these kinds of products and materials in their homes and outside of their homes. I'm so excited to start another project in Italy. You have no idea. I also just want you guys to know that anyone that has been featured in my YouTube videos has been featured with permission. So they know all about the Modern Hippie project, and they're usually really interested in hearing more about my Canadian culture. So this is us just loading up our handy little Seat Arona. This car has been a lifesaver during this renovation. I honestly wasn't expecting much, but like these bags here, I know the boys make it look like easy work, but they're really heavy. And we've also had to transport some materials that are a little longer. So we've been able to fit up to almost 2 meters of like lengthwise of materials in the car, which is really amazing actually.
All right, another day in paradise. We are at the apartment today. We collected some materials for our muratore, drywall guy, wall guy. He's going to be coming next week, and we are prepping the space for him. So today we are removing the rest of the tiles. We are going to be moving out furniture, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. Then he's gonna come in and do his thing. There's a lot of repairs obviously that have to be done on the walls. We've been letting them dry out because there was a bunch of humidity built up from when there was tiles on the walls. So we are, well, we've naturally just like left the windows open, and even though it's been raining, it has actually dried out, which there was a humidity concern before. Not so much anymore. We've had a couple of contractors come out, and they are pretty confident that it's just because this house has not been in use or open for like 20 years, which is crazy. So yeah, this house was built in the 1600s, in I believe it was 1633. So it's a 17th century home, and this is my first time renovating an Italian home. So there's a lot of learning, and I'm really grateful to have my very own Italian with me to help that process along. But I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to humidity. So I'm going to flip you guys around. All right, so you see all this? This is an external wall. And what's happened is this is like a stucco that's on there. And now that it's been sitting for a few days, it's a little easier to take off. But this is all gonna have to come off before we redo these walls. So it's kind of like picking scabs. I kind of enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a fascination with just peeling layers. But it gets easier as it dries out, and you'll see like there's a lot of signs of humidity. So this is like near a pipe, and there's some build up here. See, this is humidity here where the concrete kind of turns into like a powder, so it changes color and it becomes like, yeah, just this powder that can easily come off. See what I mean? Right here, it's just like, you shouldn't be able to rub concrete and it just like flakes off. That's not how concrete normally works. So, see? So yeah, so we're just stripping it all down and building her back up. So these little, this is metal here that's been chewed away by humidity and water over time, over probably decades, years, I don't know. But this will all be getting replaced.
And yeah, we've got about a week here, and then this is all gonna be brand spanking new. You will not recognize it. So there's a nice big chunk. This is to be determined how big of a problem this could be over time. This is underneath a set of stairs on the upper level that is not ours. So we will see. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you can continue to watch us transform our 17th century Italian home. We'll see you next time.